Welcome back to Second and Short. It is Monday, September 30th, 2024. NFL Week 4 almost in the books. We've got Sunday Night Football on the TV. Bills, Ravens about to kick off here. The MLB regular season is officially over, just not for the Braves and the Mets. And college football was shaken up once again with yet another extremely entertaining weekend. Colin, we got to watch that nighttime games over at your place yesterday on Saturday. Obviously, congratulations on an Alabama victory.
Almost gave me a heart attack.
Yeah, Colin, I walked in the door very early in the first quarter. I think literally the first drive of the game.
It literally just kicked off.
Yeah, and I walked in, I opened the door, and Colin is yelling, "Go through your progressions." Like true, like couch coaching this team to victory. So it worked. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff to go through. Me and Colin watched pretty much wire to wire every game that's happened in NFL Week 4 together. Because we watched, well, yeah, Colin fell asleep during the 4 o'clock slate, and I don't blame him because we'll talk about those games, and they might put you to sleep. But before you fall asleep, make sure you like and subscribe here on YouTube. Got a lot of people watching these episodes that are not subscribed, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications, and follow us on Instagram as well to stay up to date with everything we've got going on. We will not have a Premier League Team of the Month video going out, but we will have a graphic going up on Instagram, so you'll have to follow us there to see Luke's Team of the Month. Had a couple things come up, so we will still get you a team, just not a full video for it. And of course, check out the College Football Show every Thursday at 3 p.m. Having some fun with that as well. So with that being said, Colin, or actually, before we go through that, things we've got today, NFL Week 4, of course. Going to talk mainly a playoff preview. We talk about the final standings, at least from what we have prior to this Mets-Braves doubleheader, and then preview the wild card games that we've already got. And then we'll talk College Football Week 5, talk the new AP poll. We're actually not going to talk about College Football Week 6 because
there's nothing to talk about.
There's not really all that much to talk about. And because there's no like huge matchups that we necessarily need our opinion on today, you can tune into the College Football Show on Thursday and hear my opinions on them. Maybe I'll even text Colin, get his opinion on a couple.
We will have to go through some games for bets, like the beer bets.
Yeah. We'll go through we'll just kind of just make after the AP poll, we'll just do our beer bets. Yeah. Is what we'll do, and then we'll end the episode there. But we're only beginning now. So buckle up. NFL Week 4 recap. We'll do a quick thing on Thursday Night Football. Me and Colin watched that together virtually, along with a couple of friends, including Nathan, who's behind the camera.
Very weird game.
Yes, very weird game. It was Cowboys 20, Giants 15. This game just kind of sucked. The only good thing that came out of this, Daniel Jones looked pretty good, and him and Malik Neighbors are, once again, one of the best duos right now.
Building a strong connection.
Yeah, phenomenal. I think Neighbors had 12 receptions, 115, and a touchdown. Or no touchdown, but 12 receptions, 115 on 15 targets, which not a bad day. But Wan'Dale Robinson was a sure-handed receiver for him in the first half. I think probably more than half of Wan'Dale Robinson's targets were in the first half.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, he had 11 receptions, 71 yards. But, yeah, I'm going to be honest, I don't hate how the Giants' offense looked. It wasn't great. The running game was pretty lackluster.
Couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, like Devin Singletary, 14 carries, 24 yards. As a team, they rushed for 26. Didn't really see much out of Daniel Jones on the ground like we would like to, but he had a pretty good day in the air, 29 for 40, 281. He did throw a pick, but it's kind of just his brand. Yeah, he did have a couple of negative yard runs.
The pick was at the very end. So.
Yeah, it was, yeah. He just had to make sure that he threw the pick so everybody remembered that he's still Daniel Jones.
I know. Took the interception.
Yeah, and Dak Prescott on the other side, just kind of a pretty good game, but they also couldn't really run as well as they probably hoped to. Dak was 22 for 27, 221, 2 touchdowns, no picks, got sacked one time. Rico Dowdle was their leading rusher, 11 carries, 46 yards. Just kind of a boring game all the way through. Like it was 14-9 at the half. And then each team just kicked a field goal in each of the last 2 quarters. It was just kind of boring from there. It was nice that it was a close game all the way to the end, which made it exciting. But It just was not what we were expecting out of the Cowboys. That's for sure.
I mean, Brandon Aubrey screwed over a shit ton of sports bettors.
Yes. Yes, he did. Yeah, Brandon Aubrey once again could have gone out there and attempted a bigger kick.
Do you think he missed that on purpose?
Nah.
I don't know. He doesn't miss those.
Yeah, he doesn't miss. He doesn't miss.
He hits from 65. That was a chip shot for him.
Yeah. That is crazy. But yeah, we'll move on from Thursday Night Football. You guys already know what happened. And we will start, as we tend to on Sundays, with Saints 24, Falcons 26.
What do you know? Another one of my teams trying to give me a heart attack.
Yeah, and that they did. Me and Colin were genuinely dying. Like, especially like the last 2 or 3 drives of this game, we were just like pulling our hair out watching this. And like Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins had like the same game. Like they played the same all the way through. Tyler Algier really stepped up with Bijan not doing very well in the running game.
Yeah.
How about fucking Young Wei Koo? The winning field goal, which was a 58-yarder, his career long.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, he made another 50-yarder and 2 40-something yarders as well in the game. Was 4 for 4. Yeah, 24 fantasy points in our league based on our odd scoring. But yeah, like I was talking about in the running game, Bijan just seemed a little slow, but passing game certainly made up for it. And then Algier stepped up on just a couple of drives, really. Like he only had 8 carries, but he had 60 yards, and it was really just like a couple of big drives where like we needed to run the ball, and like it was just working.
Yeah,
it was huge stuff that we got out of everybody. But yeah, like both quarterbacks were a little bit lackluster, so the receiving game wasn't phenomenal. Obviously, like Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed kind of did their thing, and Drake London had a decent game. He just once again, I don't know why. Kirk is so inaccurate when throwing to Drake London. I just don't know if they're ever on the same page about routes, or like maybe Kirk is just trying to like make something out of nothing when he's throwing to Drake just because he knows he's capable of it, but they're just not exactly on the same wavelength, it seems like.
Probably. I mean, he was a little spoiled when he had Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
He could just throw it up there.
That's true. That's true. And like, it's not to say that Drake's bad. It's just
it's not
Justin Jefferson. But what I will say, how about the Falcons' defense and special teams?
Yeah.
Holy shit. The only touchdowns we scored were defense and special teams. The opening touchdown for the Falcons, a Kaderil Hodge muffed punt return or like recovery in the end zone for a touchdown off of which I didn't actually get to see it. You saw it, but a muffed punt by Rashid Shaheed that he didn't even necessarily need to catch.
Yeah. Tried to drop back and catch it sort of at a backwards angle on like the 3-yard line when he easily could have just let it go for a touchback.
Yeah, it just boneheaded play by Rashid Shaheed. And then Troy Anderson, just an absolute dog.
All started by Matthew Judon.
Yeah, all because of Matthew Judon. So Matthew Judon sending insane pressure at Derek Carr. Pretty much this whole game, Judon was all over him. But he just gets the handout at the last second and bats the ball up like straight into the air for and it went so high in the air that like I thought a Saints player was going to get there to deflect it, and it fell right into Troy Anderson's hands, and then he turned on the jets for this 47-yard pick six that he had.
Was it outran Olave?
Yeah, he outran Chris Olave at the end of that play to get in for the touchdown.
I think Olave could have got him.
Yeah,
I think Olave was scared that if he tackled him wrong, he was going to get hurt because he probably gave the worst attempt at it.
Yeah, well, and Olave was getting beat up like every time he caught the ball. Like, he left the field multiple times in this game. It did look like Olave thought he might have been able to catch. I think it's just that Olave went for his hips, and then Anderson just kind of swatted his hand off. He just had no chance to get him. That was also unbelievably intelligent move right there by Matthew Judon, which was just act like you're running into Derek Carr after you run into him, because once Troy caught it, he's allowed to block him and just push him to the ground. So that was a genius right there by Matthew Judon. But yeah, I'm not like happy with how this game went, but I'm happy we won.
Yeah, a win's a win.
Yeah, like everything that happened between the start of this game and Young Wei Koo's field goal, I wasn't happy with, but the field goal made up for everything. Yeah. So honestly, the Falcons moved to 2-2. The Saints as well at 2-2. And yeah, I think this was another showing of just fantastic defense can win you games, and good enough offense can keep you in them.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take this win because we're about to hit a gauntlet.
Yeah,
First,
which as if we haven't already.
First half of our season is very hard.
Yeah, like Buccaneers next week, and then we get the Panthers, but Andy Dalton Panthers are different. Yeah, 1-2 in a row. Or sorry, they won the week before last. They didn't win this week.
Yeah, still put up like 24 points.
Yeah, they still had a pretty good game. What just happened in the Baltimore game?
See, Baltimore scored. I get criticized a lot, so my phone's not even out right now. Or else I would probably have an insane reaction.
87-yard rush by Derrick Henry for the touchdown.
Damn.
On the first offensive play for the Ravens. Holy shit.
Damn.
That means they had a bad return on the kickoff. It was a punt. Okay, that makes more sense. Hell yeah. Shout out Derrick Henry, who is on Nathan's team in fantasy. Okay, well, there's your first update from Sunday Night Football. Derrick Henry, still a dog, certified. Okay, next game, though. Rams 18, Bears 24. Biggest kind of overarching thing with this game, the Bears are just good enough to beat some teams.
It's their defense.
Yeah,
is the only reason
yeah, like they are just enough to just kind of barely get by against teams. Because like Matthew Stafford wasn't extremely bad in this game, but once again, his offense is so depleted. Tutu Atwell is his number one option in the receiving game. Kyron Williams had a good day. 19 carries, 94 yards, and a touchdown. It's just the Rams don't have enough on offense to go up against a defense like this. Like if they had Kupp,
too broken.
Yeah, if they had Kupp and Puka, they probably win this game because the Bears just would not have been able to get as many stops and get on the field as much. But like the Bears were on the field just as much, if not more, than the Rams in this game. Caleb had an average day, 17 for 23, 157 and a touchdown. DeAndre Swift had one good run. That was really it. 16 carries, 93 yards. What? He was on Nathan's bench in fantasy. Yeah, well, at the beginning of the game, they showed a stat. I believe he had 42 carries for 86 yards this season. Just unbelievably inefficient. Yeah, no, I understand you benching him. But he had the long touchdown that boosted him for sure. And also 7 receptions for 72 yards to throw on top of that. And after that was Cole Kmet. Like the wide receivers could not get in like anything. Because
give this
the Rams,
offense a real quarterback.
Honestly.
Caleb Williams is the biggest fraud I've ever seen.
Yeah, the DJ Moore touchdown catch was crazy though.
Yeah,
it was pretty insane. It was not a great throw either.
Good catch, horrible throw.
Yeah, it was a bad throw. But yeah, this game just kind of stunk. Not really much else to say. Like this defense is great and the offense is fine, and they're just kind of capable of a big play every now and then that can be the difference in a game like this. Yeah, like nobody had like tremendous numbers on defense either. Just a pretty bad game overall. Okay, next game, a great one. It turned out to be great. Vikings 31, Packers 29. This was just such a weird one, but welcome back, Jordan Love. Holy shit.
Minnesota Vikings stay undefeated.
Yeah, the Vikings stay undefeated, but not without some trouble from the Packers there at the end of the game. This game was 28-7 at the half. Minnesota, I thought it was just over by then. Like, Darnold looked really good. Was doing miracle work on some of the passes he was getting. He had just the most absurd touchdown catch. Yeah. And then, like, Aaron Jones was running pretty damn well in the first half. They go into the half 28-7, and then Green Bay once again held scoreless in the third quarter and just pops off for 22 points in the fourth and just makes this a game out of nothing. You had big plays out of Jaden Reed in that fourth quarter. Dontavian Wicks caught 2 touchdowns on only 5 receptions in this game. Jordan Love was like what was his numbers to end the game for Jordan Love? 32 for 54, 389, 4 touchdowns, and he also threw 3 picks.
First game back throwing 54 passes is insane.
He's trying to catch up for lost time.
But what I say, Jaden Reed is his best when Jordan Love is playing.
Yeah, and Dontavian Wicks, we talked about his 5 receptions and 2 touchdowns. He had 13 targets. And, like, it was a good mixture of, like, Dontavian Wicks should have caught it and Jordan Love should have put it there. Like, over and over again. It was super odd. This whole game was just kind of a little bit weird.
Yeah, it was very weird because we're talking about going into halftime. We're like, should they sit Jordan Love and bring Malik Willis back out?
Yeah, not even because Jordan Love was playing bad, just to like preserve his health because he's just coming back from this sprained MCL. Who got the interceptions for the Vikings? We had interceptions for Shaquille Griffin, Kamu Gruger Hill, and Byron Murphy. All with interceptions. And Xavier McKinney also getting a pick for the Packers. Anything else to talk about in this? So I think it was just really like a good offensive display from both teams.
0 for 2 on field goals for Green Bay. That really changed the game.
Yeah, I would assume Braden Narvison might get some competition at practice this week.
Yeah.
Maybe he won't get cut, but definitely will get some competition.
The thing is, like, he's been solid all year.
Yeah, well, it just sucks because like they should have had Anders Carlson, and he got hurt in preseason or like in training camp.
It's like if those 2 field goals hit, you're talking Green Bay.
Yeah, it's a Green Bay win. Yeah, no, it was a big deal, and there was plenty more missed field goals to talk about in a different game, but not this next one. Steelers 24, Colts 27.
Game.
Yeah, a good game, despite the fact that Anthony Richardson went down and was taken out of this game relatively early. He was 3 for 4 for 71 yards and had 3 carries for 24 yards when he came out. But Flacco picked it up immediately. Literally, like it was like they didn't even miss a step when Flacco came in this game because AR went down in the red zone. Next play, like the first pass Flacco threw was a touchdown pass to Josh Downs.
Yeah, on an insane route. That was great.
And dude, I swear, Michael Pittman and Josh Downs are like the perfect receivers for Flacco.
Yeah.
Because Michael Pittman is just elite across the middle of the field, and Josh Downs is just the perfect guy to just huck the ball up to.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, each of them had 9 targets. Pittman, 6 receptions, 113 yards. Josh Downs, 8 receptions, 82 yards, and a touchdown.
The thing about Flacco, he's going to share the love. He's just not going to pile on one receiver.
Like, he was given targets. Jonathan Taylor got some receptions. Drew Ogletree got a target in this game and a reception. Alec Pierce got some targets. A.D. Mitchell got 3 targets, no catches. He's been off to a rough start.
I'm pretty sure when Anthony Richardson left the game, it was only Michael Pittman and Jonathan Taylor that had receptions.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. And then Justin Fields on the other side just got things rolling a little too late. That's kind of what happened here because he had a very impressive passing performance. 22 for 34 with 312 and a touchdown. You'd never see that out of Justin Fields. No, and he had 10 carries, 55 yards on the ground, and 2 impressive touchdown runs for short yardage. And the Steelers end up bringing it back to a 3-point game, but going into halftime, this one's 17-3. Pittsburgh cannot get anything going, and still Justin Fields ends up with a pretty solid day, and Pickens had an outstanding second half, but it was really, costly turnovers for sure for Pittsburgh. Justin Fields fumbled twice, lost one of them, and Pickens also lost a fumble. It really hurt them overall. I do want to shout out EJ Speed for the Indianapolis Colts. 12 solo tackles and 2 tackles for loss is unbelievable.
He's just gross.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Did TJ Watt have no sack for TJ Watt?
Wow. One for Cameron Hayward, though. Yeah, this is the first Steelers loss of the season. I think this was the worst their defense has looked for sure. And it's, I guess kind of fitting that Flacco's the one that exposed them.
Especially since Big Ben and Joe Flacco.
Yeah, hugged before the game. And Luke Morozic, our fellow co-host, decided it would be a good idea to post that picture on his Instagram story before the game started.
And that came back to bite him in the ass.
Yeah, it was his favorite quarterback of all time against essentially his mortal enemy.
Yeah,
for years in the AFC North, and just thought that everything would go smoothly. No, it couldn't. It couldn't have. Okay, next game, worst of the week for sure. Broncos 10, Jets 9. Who was the MVP of this game? I've got 2 answers potentially.
The rain. And
that's definitely one of them. Riley Dixon, punter for the Broncos.
Honestly,
I believe had 10 punts.
Sure.
8 punts, 3 within 20.
Hell, even Thomas Morstead had
the amount of times he punted from like the 50-yard line was unbelievable.
Look at Thomas Morstead.
Yeah, Thomas
Almost
Morstead.
Identical.
Yeah, pretty identical day as well. So yeah, the punting game was the MVP here. And also just the rain, like you said, because Aaron Rodgers couldn't throw. Bo Nix.
Aaron Rodgers still had 225 passes.
Yeah, but he was like 22 for 40 something, which you don't expect from Aaron Rodgers.
The rain on that turf is
yeah.
the worst combination you can ask for.
Rain in MetLife Stadium is just the worst
surprised
possible
nobody
thing.
tore their ACL.
Yeah, no, I am also surprised. Bo Nix entered halftime 7 for 15 with -7 passing yards.
Hell yeah.
How do you even do that? Like, it was unbelievable. And, like, he had people with, like, multiple receptions, and they're long. Like, I can't remember who it was in particular. Somebody had 2 receptions.
Tyler Beatty.
Yes, Tyler
Bidet.
Bidet. Yeah, Bidet. Yeah, gotcha. Tyler Bidet had 2 receptions in the first half. And he had -4 yards. His long was -1 yard. Yeah, he did get hurt on the bigger loss, I think. He got hit in the back. Like, he was like turning and got hit in the back and got like boarded out. So hopefully he's all right. I haven't heard any updates on him, but Bo Nix ended up finishing the day 12 for 25 for 60 yards and a passing touchdown, which was pretty much also Cortland Sutton's stat line, 60 yards and a touchdown. But that was on 3 receptions for 9 targets. Aaron Rodgers sacked 5 times in this game as well, 24 for 42. It seemed like Rodgers was moving around fine, but I do think he was moving cautiously. I think that's what you could tell, and that's probably why he got sacked. 5 carries, 26 yards, which not bad at all for Rodgers.
Brees Hall couldn't get anything going.
No, he was getting stopped at every waking moment. 10 carries, 4 yards with a long of 3. And Braylon Allen wasn't all that much better, but they also weren't using him very often, just because Brees was fucking it up every time. This game was easily the worst game of the week, at least to just like try and find any entertainment out of.
Yeah, I mean it's fun to watch kickers miss field goals.
Yeah, that also happened
for both teams.
Yeah, dueling missed field goals there right at the end of the game. Denver made a field goal in the 4th, and did they miss the field goal before or after the one that got them the lead? After? Okay, yeah, they had the chance. Yeah, they had the chance to extend the lead to 4 points. Will Lutz missed, what was it, like a 50-yarder? Yeah, he made a 47 earlier. I don't know the distance of the miss.
The Jets' 40-yard line.
Okay. So a 58 yard field. That's the same thing that Younghoe Koo had. No, it was just a 50-yard field goal. 50-yard field goal miss for for Will Lutz, and then Greg Zuerlein also missed his field goal attempt to take the lead there at the end of the game. So, the rain definitely the biggest factor in this game. All the way through, it rained the entire game. It was unbelievable. Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll move on to the next game. Eagles 16, Buccaneers 33. This Eagles offense is so depleted. Like, there is literally nothing, because not only are you missing A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Britton Covey. You also are missing Lane Johnson on the offensive line, which forced
Landon Dickerson to move over.
Yeah, Landon Dickerson had to move over to left guard. I think Cam Jurgens might have been hurt as well, their center. It was just a mess. Like, they didn't even want to run the ball, which I think was a problem because Hurts had nobody to throw to. I feel like you should have at least attempted to run the ball a little bit more. They only ran 20 times. 8 of those were Jalen Hurts. One of them was a touchdown, but Saquon only getting 10 carries for 84 yards. I know he had a long of 59, but only getting 10 carries for Saquon is crazy.
There was twice where he got him down to the 1-yard line and didn't get a touchdown either time.
Yeah, there was they got him to the 1-yard line, and Kenneth Gainwell ran his 2 carries. It was the weirdest thing.
And then they tush-pushed.
Yeah, tush-push consecutive plays because they had 3rd and inches. Tush-push, got the first. Tush-push, get the touchdown.
And then the first time they threw a 1-yard touchdown pass to Paris Campbell.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, very fun. Dallas Goedert had a fine game, 7 receptions, 60 yards. But he was really the only one
that can catch the ball.
Yeah, like you had some guys showing up that nobody's even really heard of in years, like John Ross. John Ross, like we saw Ross on the field, and he's wearing like 38.
38.
He's wearing number 38, which makes no sense at wide receiver. We're just like, what? Who is this? And then I saw Ross, and I was like, I guess it has to be John Ross.
You saw Ross on a go route.
Yeah, that's true. I saw Ross on a go route, and I was like, it had to be John Ross. Yeah, they were thrown to everybody. Jack Stoll, Grant Calcaterra had the second longest play of the day in the receiving game.
Yup.
And then the Buccaneers, I guess it's safe to say that last week was a fluke offensively.
Yeah.
Because this week they certainly were able to score points.
It's safe to say that Pastor Tan locked up Mike Evans.
Yeah, because let me tell you,
Mike Evans had his way.
it did not matter what the Eagles threw at Mike Evans. He was not being stopped. 8 receptions, 94 yards, and a touchdown. Got 14 targets, but also Baker was a little bit overthrowing. But that's just what happened when you have a 6'5" target like Mike Evans.
Mike Evans needs to have 14 targets.
Yeah, he deserves it. And Chris Godwin had a decent game as well. Only 9 targets. He got 6 receptions.
But also, is McMillan hurt? Is that why we're seeing
I
Sterling
believe.
Shepard?
Yeah, no, I think McMillan is hurt.
Because I forgot Sterling Shepard played football.
Yeah, me too. And Trey Palmer catching a touchdown this game. It's crazy. Rashad White only 2 receptions somehow. Still had 35 yards, but only a couple of receptions. He had 10 carries for 49 yards, but Bucky Irving also had 10 carries for 49 yards, and he had a touchdown, so he's still better. Baker had a hell of a day, though.
Yeah.
30 for 47, 347, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He got sacked twice, which really isn't that bad. Jalen Hurts got sacked 6 times, which we talked about the offensive line problems, but damn. It was
Are the Eagles overrated?
You can't say it because of injuries. How can you say like that'd be like saying are the Dolphins underrated or the Dolphins overrated?
Yeah. Even fully healthy.
Well, that's probably true. But I mean, like if the Dolphins were missing. Let me do a different example because they don't have a
I was
quarterback.
going to say if they're missing 2.
Let's say in this theoretical situation, Patrick Mahomes is playing, except he doesn't have 2 offensive linemen and he doesn't have Rashee Rice, which might be reality for the rest of the season. And then he also doesn't have Travis Kelce. And then he also doesn't have Hollywood Brown, who's also already out for the season.
Seems like they're doing just fine to me.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Travis Kelce did turn up, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah, shout out to the Buccaneers. They are now leading the
Nathan, click on the Eagles
NFC
schedule. I just
South.
want to see what they got coming up.
Browns Giants looks pretty good to me.
Yeah.
That's the 2 teams in the league right now that I would count on winning against with this
maybe
team.
not the Giants the way
Yeah,
they've
that's
been playing.
true. That's true. Should we get some Cooper DeJean at wide receiver? He's not getting enough usage on defense.
He's fine just sitting there in special teams.
Yeah, he's not a bad return, man. Levante David having 2 sacks is just amazing. Vita Vea was unbelievable stopping the run. I will give him that credit. And that's obviously going up against inexperienced offensive linemen, but still, Vita Vea, just a dog. He had a sack. Anthony Nelson, Logan Hall, Yaya Diaby all had sacks in the game. Yeah, 6 sacks for the Buccaneers defense. But let's move on to
Takes Tampa Bay sitting number 1 in the
number
NFC
1
South.
NFC South. Let's head to an NFC South team that lost. Bengals 34, Panthers 24. A close game. Andy still looked good, just not nearly what we saw last week. But Chuba was unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing a better defense than they did last week.
Yeah, for sure. A much better defense than they saw last week against the Raiders. But Andy still, 25 for 40, 220, 2 touchdowns, not bad. He did throw a pick. Seemed like the receivers
are just a little
were fine. It was pretty obvious he was missing Thielen. He was missing the sure hands wide receiver that he kind of needed. And it helped him out last week, but
now
still a bad day.
A little banged up.
Yeah, still a good day for Andy. Chuba Hubbard, 18 carries, 104, and a touchdown.
Yeah,
crazy.
What the fuck?
He looked so good. Miles Sanders still kind of sucks, but he also didn't get a lot of carries. Xavier Legette had 2 carries for 10 yards, which was pretty nice for me because I had him in fantasy. Joe Burrow and this Bengals offense was just weird. They've just been weird every week. And this was, I would personally say, not a good game from this offense. Outside of maybe Chase Brown, 15 carries, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also had a couple of receptions. But like Joe Burrow was 22 for 31, 232, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. It's not the best day. He didn't get sacked, which was huge. There were no sacks at all in this game, which is crazy.
There's not really a lot of good pass rushers besides Hendrickson. I think he's hurt.
That's a good point. But like, yeah, the Bengals, they put up 34. They scored 4 touchdowns, but it didn't feel like it. Like we turned this game on quite a few times throughout the day. It just didn't feel like they were that good. Like Jamar Chase really had one reception. Honestly, like he had 3 receptions for 85 yards. He had 1 reception for a 63-yard touchdown in a crazy run after the catch.
Broke 4 tackles.
Yeah, unbelievable day. T. Higgins also getting a lot of targets, 10 targets, 6 receptions, 60 yards. Yeah, like Zach Moss had a receiving touchdown. Yossi Voss only got 1 target in this game. I think they're finally trying to get back to T. Higgins. Mike Gesicki. What a boneheaded move by Mike Gesicki. Extends the play for negative yards. He got 1 yard and voluntarily lost yards, which took him behind the line of scrimmage, and they kept getting pushed back and lost 9 yards on that play. Just boneheaded decision by him to not go out of bounds. 0.1 fantasy points for Mike Gesicki. That's your own fault. You shouldn't be starting Mike Gesicki. Pick somebody else up, bro. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, this game, I think it didn't look when we watched it, it was not as good as it looks on paper. Like 34-24 sounds like an exhilarating game. It was not that way, at least to us.
Hey, Cincinnati got their first wins.
Yeah, Cincinnati out of the hole there. So all right, let's move to the next game. Jaguars 20, Texans 24. This felt like a game the Texans should have stepped out and just dominated, and they didn't necessarily. It just seemed like each time that the Texans started looking good, they couldn't pull away.
Yeah.
That's what they've done like so well, especially last year. They're really good at. Even if they got down or even if they were in a close one, they could like put a couple drives together and just like get, a 17-point lead out of nowhere. They just couldn't pull away. Like end of the first quarter, they're down 3. They go into the half, they're up 17-13. They come out of the half, they give up a touchdown, and then they score the touchdown in the fourth quarter to win it. It just, I don't know, they just kept letting the Jags come back and claw right back into it. But like Trevor Lawrence, not a great day outside of the 2 touchdowns. It was really about field position that helped him out a lot. Tank Bigsby had a fantastic day. 7 carries, 90 yards, had a long of 58. Travis Etienne, pretty standard day that he's been having, unfortunately. 11 carries, 50 yards.
Missed the first 2 drives.
Yeah, missed the first 2 drives. He was questionable with a shoulder injury, I think. Or was it hip or shoulder? Shoulder. But he was also, like, not on the injury report, but also not...
Just didn't start.
Yeah, it was super weird. But then he ended up getting in the game and not really having all that much of an impact. Houston still just clearly missing Joe Mixon in the rushing game. I think that was also a big part of why they couldn't run away with it, because Cam Akers just didn't really give them much leeway in the run game. Is Damon Pierce hurt too?
I think so.
Okay. Scroll down real quick. Let's see the receiving numbers. Nico Collins, just an animal. Doesn't matter what the game looks like. Nico Collins, you can almost always count on having a great day.
Yeah.
15 targets, 12 receptions, 151 and a touchdown. Just unbelievable. You had a Dare Agumbawale receiving touchdown in this game as well. He actually looked pretty good coming out of the backfield for receptions. He had 4 receptions, 47 yards. Stephon Diggs had a decent day, 5 receptions, 69 yards on 9 targets.
1 rush, 6 yards, rushing touchdown.
Yeah. Yep. Brian Thomas Jr., really the best showing for sure. 9 targets, 6 receptions, 86 yards, and a touchdown for the Jags. And then Christian Kirk was just getting a lot of targets. 12 targets, 7 receptions, 61 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, they must know that I traded him away.
Yeah, they must. We'll talk about some different things that involve you trading players away.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, so Nathan just gave us the knowledge of Nico Collins about to hit 500 yards through 4 games.
It's probably the easiest 1,000-yard season he's ever had.
Yeah, we'll see. You gotta keep up the pace. Yeah, knock on wood. All right, yeah, we'll move on from this game. It wasn't all that great, and talk about a hell of a performance once again from Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. Commanders 42, Cardinals 14. Good God, who the fuck is Jeremy McNichols? And why is his name so much fun to say? I could say Jeremy McNichols all day.
They also had 4 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, and they were saying Jeremy McNichols quite a bit. He had 2 rushing touchdowns in this game. Brian Robinson, 21 carries, 101 and a touchdown. Jaden Daniels, 8 carries, 47 yards and a touchdown. He also passed the ball super well, 26 for 30, 233, touchdown. He did throw a pick that was just an overthrown ball over the middle. Didn't get sacked at all, which I think is super impressive for Jaden Daniels, just showing off the ability to evade pressure in the pocket so well. But I do want to talk about Jeremy McNichols' second touchdown, where he got called for taunting or excessive celebration or whatever they call it on his second touchdown celebration. All he did was the bow and arrow. That's it. He did just like the bow and arrow and like shot it into the crowd. Everybody does that.
Yeah, it's interesting because that was the point where I like just woke up.
That's true. Yes, Colin did like just wake up and saw that. But like it doesn't like that's not a harmful one whatsoever. Like okay, I understand the Drake London one that happened because it was like the gun thing at the crowd, whatever. That is harmless. Everybody does the bow and arrow. I think that's stupid that they got a flag at all. And like they still hit the extra point, so it didn't change anything. I just think it's a dumb call. On the Cardinals side, Kyler just couldn't get anything big to happen in the passing game. 16 for 22, 142 and a touchdown. No picks. Got sacked 4 times. The Commanders' pass rush actually looked pretty decent. James Conner was kind of the workhorse here. 18 carries, 104, 1 touchdown. Trey Benson came in like very late in the game and just started breaking off some impressive runs on like in garbage time. He had 9 carries, 50 yards. But let's look at the receiving game real quick. Terry McLaurin and Olamide Zaccheaus having good games. Zaccheaus, dude, I love Olamide Zaccheaus so much. I liked him when he was a Falcon, and it just sucked that like his quarterbacks were so bad. He had Marcus Mariota and Desmond Shitter. Yeah, he also got a taunting call in the game for flicking the ball. Yeah. It's so stupid. But then Terry McLaurin, 7 receptions, 52 yards, and a touchdown. On the Arizona side, Marvin Harrison Jr., kind of their sole good performance, 5 receptions, 45 yards, and a touchdown on a pretty good catch over on the sideline in the end zone. Yeah, dude, the Commanders just keep rolling. I love watching them, man.
They look good.
They are so much fun. I really just can't believe how much I enjoy watching the Commanders.
It's a very entertaining division this year.
Yeah, just continuing the idea of maybe you want to be the second quarterback off the board.
Yeah.
We already talked about Caleb Williams not having a great day. Anything else of note in this game? Not necessarily.
Not really.
No. Okay. Well, then I guess we'll just keep rolling through them. That was also the first of the 4 o'clock games. Then we have Patriots 13, 49ers 30. Please, for the love of God, just give us Drake May. Jacoby Brissett was awful. Yeah. 19 for 32, 168, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. He got sacked 6 times. Ramondre Stevenson couldn't get anything going because the 49ers defensive line was so good in this game.
And we had another fumble.
Yeah, and another fumble. On the San Fran side, Brock Purdy, kind of a weird game, I would say. He looked stellar in the second half at points, and then he also looked like garbage. Like I could not get a read on what the hell Brock Purdy was doing in this game. 15 for 27, 288, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 1 sack. Just like a super odd game for Brock Purdy. Jordan Mason carrying the team on his back, honestly, in this game. 24 carries, 123, and a touchdown. He was as consistent as they came in this game. Juwan Jennings ended up leading this team in receiving yards, despite the fact that I think early in the fourth quarter he had 1 reception. 3 receptions, 88 yards to end his day, which not too bad. Beat out Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, who had 3 receptions and 58 yards and 2 receptions, 48 yards respectively. Kittle got himself a receiving touchdown, his return to the lineup. But now we're starting to see this team closer to full strength, and this is what they're capable of.
Yep, you can kiss Juwan Jennings goodbye.
Yeah, any of the people that maybe he wasn't picked up in a league last week, and you decided to pick him up, you're dumb. And if you're calling, you probably should have checked to see if Deebo was playing or not. I'll say that much. Nathan, why are you must be showing us this game because you know something's about to happen, if I had to guess. Lamar Jackson taking the snap, fakes the handoff to Derrick Henry, tosses it to him, and Derrick Henry, 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing, 1 receiving in this game. Is it now 14-0? 14-3 Ravens. Gotcha. All right, but yeah, just please give us Drake May. Yeah. Like, I don't need to see Jacoby Brissett anymore. I'm good. Yeah, exactly. What's the harm now? Because like, if you thought you were gonna win games with Jacoby Brissett, you're out of your fucking mind. And then if you think that sitting Drake May while he is just watching Jacoby Brissett play like shit is going to help him. It does not. It's going to make him more impatient to get on the field. That's all that I see it as right now. Okay. Move on because, 49ers dominated. Not much else to say. Browns 16, Raiders 20. This also might have been the worst game of the week. Just from like a fundamental football skill point of view.
Yeah, I hated all of this.
Yeah, everything about this game sucked. I think me and Colin watched a grand total of like 3 minutes of this game.
I don't think I watched
horrendous. Yeah, I think we turned it on briefly at the beginning, and then we watched like the final like kneel at the end of the game. That was it. Yeah, Deshaun Watson, 24 for 32, 176, a touchdown and a pick. He got sacked 3 times. Gardner Minshew, 14 for 24, 130, no touchdowns and no interceptions, two sacks. So both of them sucked. Neither team could, at least not one player could efficiently run the ball. Alexander Mattison had 5 carries, 60 yards on a long of 24, which is kind of insane for him. Zamir White was pretty boring, kind of the same thing he's been doing every week.
So bad.
Yeah, 17 carries, 50 yards. DJ Turner had a rushing touchdown. Trey Tucker had a rushing touchdown, but none of them really doing much else. Jerome Ford
have a 12-yard run.
Dude, I don't know. Maybe they were pulling out the Georgia playbook. Remember when he used to get end arounds at Georgia? That was crazy. Yeah, it was an end around. I figured it'd be kind of hard to just line him up in the backfield. What? Oh, okay. Like a shuffle pass, like a backwards pass. Cleveland receiving game. Like, how do you not get Amari Cooper involved? He had 8 targets, but 4 receptions, 35 yards. Jerry Jeudy had 9 targets, 6 receptions, 72 yards. You're telling me there's somebody on the Raiders that was locking up Amari Cooper enough that you had to throw to Jerry Jeudy more?
Yeah, and what's crazy is that Max Crosby didn't play.
Yeah, exactly. Max Crosby out in this game. Amari Cooper couldn't catch? Okay, fair enough. Okay. He probably just wants out. I'm going to be honest. If I'm Amari Cooper, I'd be tanking every week. Yeah, bring him to Atlanta. That would be awesome. And then Jacoby Myers had to kind of try and carry this team on the receiving end because Devontae Adams was out in this game. So the fact that the Raiders got a win without their 2 best players is pretty impressive, except it was the Browns. So it kind of takes all of that away. There was certainly a sin to everybody that watched this game from the Sin City. Robert Spillane had a pretty good game on defense. 12 total tackles, 9 solos. Myles Garrett, 2 sacks, as he does.
I think that foot is healed up okay.
Yeah, I think he's looking a lot better than last week, that's for sure. And Trayvon Mooring with an interception for the Raiders. Not much else of note here. Carlson hit a 52-yard field goal. Okay, last game of the 4 o'clock slate. Chiefs 17, Chargers 10. 17 unanswered points from the Chiefs gets them the win, but not without losing, potentially, Rashee Rice for the rest of the season. On a play where Patrick Mahomes
took him out.
Is the one that hit him in the knees. If you had no context and you just saw that play, it would be the funniest thing ever. But, just a weird game.
Karma's a bitch.
It is a bitch. I also heard that Karma's the guy on the Chiefs. What?
What'd you say?
Sorry. I was making a Taylor Swift reference. You said Karma.
The mic was blocking your mouth, so I didn't.
Yeah, or you could just talk into it. Gotcha.
Oh.
I think that's also a Taylor Swift reference, maybe?
No, that's
No?
JoJo Siwa.
Oh, okay. Yeah, same thing to me. Why do you get that?
It was all on like TikTok for like.
No, that's not my feed.
Week.
I don't see that
It's
shit.
like the dance where she looks like she's having like a spasm.
Yeah, I'm sure I saw it. I probably just didn't keep seeing it. Patrick Mahomes was, I'm going to say, fine. 19 for 29, 245, touchdown and interception.
He was human
Yeah.
today.
Kareem Hunt was trying to pick up the the slack here in the running game. It kind of looked fine. 19 carries, 69 yards.
No 1-yard touchdown runs, though.
No
Hunt punches.
Yeah, no Hunt punches.
That's because on their last touchdown, he ran them the entire length of the field, and then they gave P. Ryan the touchdown.
Yeah, P. Ryan got the final touchdown that sealed the deal there in the fourth quarter. The Chargers scored their 10 points in the first quarter, and they looked like they were just going to roll. Like Ladd McConkey had a great catch at the back of the end zone. Fantastic route running by him to make that catch. He also had a 37-yarder as well in the game for 5 receptions, 67 yards. But yeah, like this Chargers team wasn't going to win. They were missing. Derwin James suspended. Joey Bosa's hurt. Joe Alt's hurt. They have another offensive lineman out, and Herbert is banged up as he could possibly be for them to still put him out on the field.
Sky Moore still plays football?
Sure does. He sure does.
I guess we're
gonna probably see a lot more Sky Moore until Rasheed Rice is back.
Carson to start Sky Moore.
Yeah, it's crazy that this team could have Hollywood Brown and Rasheed Rice in it, and they don't.
Pacheco.
Yeah, and Pacheco. They certainly would have won this one handedly with the three of them because Rasheed Rice got hurt so early that he didn't get a reception.
Yeah, I think it was second drive when Mahomes threw a pick. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And also, they've got to stop trusting Carson Steele.
Yeah,
he's fumbled like 2 out of 3 games that he's been like getting starter snaps. Yeah, got to stop putting faith in him.
Chiefs move 4-0.
Yeah, that's really all there is to say. Like this was a sloppy game from both teams, but I more expected it out of the Chargers than the Chiefs. Okay, let's talk about Monday Night Football's doubleheader here. You got Titans, Dolphins, Tyler Huntley getting the start in Miami. We'll see what that does for Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
I need them to run the ball so much.
Yes, Colin did just trade Tyreek Hill in fantasy before knowing if Tyler Huntley would start this week or not, which I think is kind of crazy. But yeah, that game's going to suck. Nobody wants to see Will Levis versus Tyler Huntley. I'll say it right now. But it's a good thing there's a doubleheader because we get to see Seahawks-Lions, and the Lions are wearing their black jerseys.
So you're picking the Lions to win?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I hate the Seahawks. Everybody knows this.
I'm taking the Seahawks to win.
Yeah. Look,
stay undefeated.
I'm taking DK Metcalf to have a great game and Geno Smith throw 8 interceptions.
You want to add this one to the bet?
What, the beer bet?
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, let's do it. I'll take the Lions.
All right, bet.
Okay. Cool. Lions Seahawks is now part of the beer bet. Nathan, you'll probably want to write that down so we don't forget it when we go to do the college picks.
Total's 46.5.
Does that count as Colin's game pick? Okay, so then I get the first game pick, or I get the, I get the next game pick. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to figure it out.
I don't know
why. Seahawks Lions. I'm taking the Lions for sure, just because I don't like Geno Smith, which is well documented on this podcast.
I'm interested to see how Kenneth Walker plays.
Yeah,
first game back.
I don't know if he's immediately going to just get back to like 20 carries. I just don't see that happening.
I think
not with how well Charbonnet played.
I think with how well the Lions defense is, like front, the D line.
Yeah, it'd be hard to reason why.
Smith might have 50 attempted passes.
He might, and they better all go to DK if he does.
No, they're all going to go to Jake Bobo.
That's fine.
Jake Bobo has 50
Fine.
receptions.
Got to put on for the white boys. All right, let's talk about. Well, let's catch up on.
Right,
let's catch up on Sunday Night Football before we talk about the MLB.
Itching. My phone's been off.
We had Mark Andrews with a horrible drop. Good God!
Yeah.
No wonder he doesn't get any targets anymore.
Mike's punching air right now.
So yeah, still 14-3 since the last update with the Ravens. Already got the ball back. Buffalo just looking boring. Josh Allen's completing passes. It's just, and James Cook's not running the ball bad. It just seems like they can't advance far enough down the field.
Yeah. Derrick Henry.
No turnovers, to my knowledge. Yeah.
Seemed like it.
This is just the Ravens doing a good job of capitalizing on momentum, it seems like. Lamar Jackson, 6 for 7, 68 yards and a passing touchdown. And then Derrick Henry, of course, had the 87-yard touchdown plus 4 yards plus 8 yards after that on the other 3 carries. What do you got, Nathan?
Derrick Henry currently has 4 rushing attempts and 2 receptions for 30 points in our league.
Good God. Well, okay. Don't
we
take every scoring.
Yes.
Take every scoring thing that you hear from our fantasy league and throw it out the window. It's not. It's bogus.
I can explain the points really quick.
No.
if you want. No, for
Don't.
Derrick Henry specifically.
Don't even worry about it.
All right.
Derrick
Works
Henry's
for
having
me.
a hell of a game. We already know that. You can see that as well.
Scroll down.
Let's scroll down real quick so we can see how the receivers are doing.
Aguilar wouldn't have hit. It was
Oh,
12 and a half.
Damn. That's crazy. Yeah, 1 reception, 12 yards for Nelson Aguilar. Justice Hill, 2 receptions, 23 yards. And Isaiah Likely has a 26-yard reception.
I'd say they feed Justice Hill when it comes to.
Yeah, doing a good
Pass.
job of it. And then Dalton Kincaid, 3 receptions already in this game for only 18 yards. There's Aguilar for a, looks like just a first down. All right. Well, we'll keep up to date. Nathan will keep giving us updates throughout the show.
All right, that's the podcast. We're gonna watch football now.
Nope, because baseball. You forgot about baseball.
Another fucking heart attack.
October's here.
Bound to happen.
Yes, yeah, heart attacks just in the wings.
What is up with all 3 of my teams giving me heart
Well,
attacks?
it could
on
be
an
worse.
Extended weekend.
You could be me.
Listen, you don't have to worry about your college football team because you guys just lose anyways.
That's a good point. Yeah. I did walk into the house and
we-
say, I guarantee a Florida State loss tonight. And good God, did they lose.
And we cheer for the same NFL team and the same MLB team.
That's true. That's true. Did Kennesaw State lose this week?
Yes.
Let's go. Hooty hoo.
I don't think they won a game, and I don't think they will.
No, they definitely won't.
Hey, welcome to FBS.
Yeah. Welcome. Okay, let's talk about the MLB. Getting wrapped up here. We've got the entire AL playoff picture is set. That's all good to go. The standings are as follows. The Yankees get the 1 seed in the AL. The Guardians, the 2 seed. They both get buys. The Astros get the 3 seed for winning the AL West, though only having like 87 wins. The wild card teams, the Orioles, the number 1 wild card team, they will face off with the they will face off with the Royals, who are the number 2 wild card team, and then the Tigers are the number 3 wild card team. Royals and Tigers actually had the same record, but Royals get that spot over the Tigers due to the series tiebreaker.
So it looks like your World Series prediction is unfortunately not going to happen.
No, Braves Twins will not be happening. What was my revised one? What did I say?
I don't think you ever said anything.
Did I?
No.
Did I never say it?
No, because I
Okay.
said mine, and I don't think you ever.
I might have not
you
said
never
it.
said
And I'm still not going to. Here, I'll have a prediction the last week of October. I'll have a prediction on who's going to be there. I don't know about the winner.
Hey, I'm just happy I predicted the Tigers to make it. That was a good.
That's
call.
true. Yeah, it was a fantastic call by you because they had a hell of a last like week and a half. Yeah, I've got these already typed down. Shout out Graham McCauley though. NL still a fight there for the final 2 wild card spots. As of today, Sunday, the Braves lost while the Mets and Diamondbacks won. So the Mets and Braves will play their doubleheader. It would have gotten canceled if one of those teams would have lost today. Or sorry, if the Diamondbacks would have lost today, we would have just gotten the tiebreaker. It would have been whatever. So the Braves and Mets will play the doubleheader on Monday. If either team sweeps, that team and the D-backs are in. If it is a split series between the two, the D-backs are out. Braves get 5, Mets get 6 over because of the season tiebreaker.
So, hey, Mets, let's talk this
Yeah,
one out.
exactly. Let's make a deal. You guys let us win the first game. We let you win the second game. And then we steamroll you when we both come up to play each other in the playoffs.
Let's make a deal. Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, let's not continue that one. I don't want to hear you say the next line.
Okay.
So the NL standings, at least from what we know as of now, the Dodgers are the 1 seed, and they will also get home field advantage all the way through the season, or all the way through the postseason with 98 wins. First season since 2014 with no 100-win team. And actually, in 2014, the team with the most wins was 98 wins, and it was the Los Angeles Angels, who notably did not win a game in the first round of the playoffs because Mike Trout has only won 1 playoff game ever.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and have an early call here. Yeah, Yankees aren't making it past ALDS.
No, that is it's a brutal draw. We'll talk about it in just a second. But yeah, so what we know, Dodgers get the 1 seed and home field advantage all the way through the playoffs. Phillies get the 2 seed. Brewers get the 3 seed. And then they will play whoever ends up being in the 6th seed, so either the Braves, Mets, or Diamondbacks.
I want the 5th seed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't want to. The Brewers, Phillies, I don't want.
Yeah, but like, do you really want to face Cease and Darvish? Probably, or is Darvish hurt? I don't know. I haven't watched much Padres baseball outside of Jackson Merrill. I'll be honest, and Dylan Cease.
I want to face the Padres.
Yeah, no, it's tough because like the Brewers on paper we should beat them, but not.
I just wouldn't want to face the Phillies till the NLCS.
That is true. That is true.
I'd rather take my chances against a beat up Dodgers rotation.
Yes, that is fair. I can agree with that part.
And I want to knock Shohei Ohtani out of the playoffs.
That would be nice.
And Freddie Freeman.
That would be
and
really
Mookie
nice.
Betts.
Yeah, you don't get the opportunity to do that all that often. What? Yeah, it is nice. Padres are the 4 seed, in case you haven't picked up on that yet. So they will play the 5 seed, which is obviously up to what happens today as you're listening to this. So a lot still to be determined, despite today being the season finale. Yeah, I'm very excited. I know, we'll talk a little bit more about like postseason awards and such, and kind of recapping the actual season itself once the postseason's over. But the NL Rookie of the Year is much closer than all the Paul Skeens fanboys think so.
I think it's gonna end up going to Skeens though.
I think it'll go to Skeens just because the media
hype
has
around
been sucking his penis all year, like unbelievably. Well, I don't know. I don't know how it was. But Jackson Merrill deserves all the credit in the world. He's been a fucking baller all year.
Yeah.
Did Nelson Aguilar fumble that or not even catch it? No, he doesn't catch it. Oh, back to his old ways.
It's a tough catch.
Yeah, no.
One-handed.
But he also has a history
I mean,
of.
Say one
Oh, man. Yeah, that's brutal. Maybe that pass was for Zay. It was just underthrown.
Oh, man.
That was tough. Lamar Jackson, once again, having some issues finding the open receiver. Oh, Justice Hill.
Would you look at that?
Little 10-yard reception. Okay, yeah, we've got NL Rookie of the Year odds now.
Oh.
Jackson Merrill's the favorite, minus 750. Paul Skeens plus 400. We've talked about how Paul Skeens, he didn't necessarily like suck at the end of the year. He just slowed down a little bit.
Became human.
Yeah, exactly. But he's still in the year great. I think he didn't have a qualifying ERA, but he still had a sub-2 ERA across his start. So he was very good. And then Jackson Chourio is a long shot. He's not going to win. He had a great year, but he's not going to win.
Yeah.
A lot of young Jacksons in the league. Just wanted to point that out. More Jackson first names than last names in the MLB now.
Wow, that's...
Yeah, the AL was a weird race because it seemed like it was a for sure Luis Hill all the way through, and then I think he got hurt and also kind of started sucking. And now Colton Cowser is the favorite out of nowhere. Colton Cowser's a dog, but did not expect that. And then Austin Wells is second, and then Will Abreu. That is just horrible. This might be the worst rookie of the. Nathan? Can we see like the last couple of rookie of the years in both leagues? That might be the worst winner in a while. Like Corbin Carroll, Gunnar Henderson last year, layups. They were both amazing.
These names are...
Julio Rodriguez and Michael Harris, which Michael Harris was a 2-dog race between him and Spencer Strider. And then maybe Jonathan India, but he had a good year. Colton Cowser has had a good year, but not at all.
Kyle Lewis, maybe?
Yeah, Kyle Lewis certainly flamed out. He was also really good, though, for that 1 year.
Yeah, they scored.
It's tough. What happened here for the Ravens? Seeing Justice Hill and some squiggly lines.
Maybe receiving touchdown.
Oh, beautiful route by Justice Hill and an easy touchdown. Yeah, that was apt squiggly lines. Thank you to
Ravens look
whoever was
good
in illustrator.
right
Yeah, they're fucking killing it.
Yeah,
Kyle Lewis, but that was also 2020, which is weird. But then again, Devin Williams is a dog, so they were right about that one. Jordan and Pete Alonso, pretty good. Shohei and Acuna, the best probably. Judge and Bellinger was a fantastic one. Fulmer it ended up being pretty bad, but like I don't know. Like all those guys seemed like names when they came up.
2013 was rough.
Yeah, 2013 was rough. Will Myers was not all that great. And Jose Fernandez, RIP, was amazing, though. Jacob deGrom, Jose Abreu was a fantastic year, too. Trout Harper. It's unbelievable that happened. Maybe Jeremy Hellickson is the worst. Or Neftali Feliz.
No.
They really struck out for a couple years in the AL.
Neftali Feliz was insane.
He was insane for like 2 years. But yeah, no, dude, there was a bad stretch there in the AL. Andrew Bailey, Neftali Feliz, Jeremy Hellickson.
Yeah.
That's kind of brutal. Yeah.
Giovanni Soto.
Yeah. Yeah, Dustin Pedroia and Ryan Braun, and then you had Justin Verlander and Hanley Ramirez. It amazes me that Hanley Ramirez's career started in 2006.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem right at all. Okay, yeah, I think Colton Cowser will probably win it, and I think he'll probably be one of the worst AL rookie years ever. But he could turn it up. I don't know. I'm just hating, I guess, which is my favorite thing to do. Okay. I don't think we have anything else necessarily to talk about in the MLB. It's pretty obvious who's winning MVP, if you had to guess.
Yeah, that's Otani's.
Yeah, Otani and Judge.
Yeah, Otani and Judge.
It's pretty well locked up. Okay. Yeah, we're going to call it there on the MLB. Looking forward to covering the playoffs here. I have already mapped out exactly what we'll be talking about.
Really?
Each time. On Friday's episode, we'll have a wild card recap and divisional series preview because that's just kind of where we'll be at in the schedule. Next week, when you guys come back, we will have DS recap, also a preview just in case we have more games to go. Continue talking about the divisional series on Friday, and then it'll be to the championship series preview because we have a perfect break, I believe, between the end of the divisional series and the start of the championship series. So we'll be able to get everything we need going into Monday, the 14th of October. And the week after that, we'll be perfectly spaced out to recap the championship series. And then, once again, perfectly spaced out, we'll be able to preview the entire World Series on Friday's episode. Me and you will get game 1 and 2 to recap, and then we'll preview 3, 4, and potentially 5. And then me and Luke have an episode coming out November 1st, which is where we will recap 3, 4, and 5, and potentially preview 6 and 7. So we have it all mapped out on what you'll be hearing here for the playoffs. So make sure to come back twice a week and get those updates. All right, it's time to talk about one of the most entertaining weeks that I did not see coming, personally, in college football. College football week 5 was truly unbelievable. I feel like there was really only, we had like 4 games that we had circled on the schedule probably. They were at least going to be exciting. Didn't expect a lot of them. I will say, I called this first one. Virginia Tech 34, number 7 Miami 38. Barely get by on the skin of their teeth on a pretty BS play to end the game, to which the ACC after the game said it should not have been a catch on the touchdown. Unbelievable way for that game to end, but I did call that this was going to be a good game. And I said on the college football show, this one's a long shot, but what's boding well is that Friday night ACC magic. We have seen for years now, a Friday night ACC game can go however the fuck it wants to go. Like you can't determine it because Cam Ward still had a great day despite the 2 picks he threw in the first half. 24 for 38, 343, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. They ran the ball relatively well. Damian Martinez, 14 carries, 60 yards. Cam Ward ran it well, 10 carries, 57, and a touchdown. But Bashul Tootin for Virginia Tech with a hell of a game. 19 carries, 141 and a touchdown with a long of 55. And then Kyron Jones had 9 carries, 52 yards on the ground. Jalen Lane had a 1 carry for 20 yards and got a touchdown on that. Kyron Jones didn't even have a good passing day. 19 for 33, 189, 2 touchdowns and a pick. But the running game was unbelievable for Virginia Tech and kept them in this game, on top of also Cam Ward turning the ball over a couple times. But this game was super fun. I didn't watch all of it. I watched kind of bits and pieces and definitely saw the highlights afterwards. But obviously the biggest thing to talk about is the fact that Miami won on an absolute fraud play that they should not have won this game on.
Yeah.
Which is kind of insane. A lot of guys getting receptions for Miami. Nobody really having like crazy game. Like Elijah Arroyo had 2 receptions for 88 yards and a long of 45.
Touchdown.
Yeah. Cam McCormick, old man McCormick. Got himself a touchdown. Yeah, Cam McCormick has caught passes from Justin Herbert and Cam Ward, which is crazy. I'm sure he probably, I don't know what team Cam McCormick was on last year. Might have been Miami. Okay, well, who was their? Oh no, they also had an old ass quarterback last year. It was Tyler Van Dyke. About to say he hasn't caught a pass from like a young quarterback. Well, yeah, when he caught it from Justin Herbert, he was young, but now it's like Cam Ward is probably pretty close to like, I don't know, he's probably like 23. Yeah. I think Cam Ward's probably 22 or 23. Yeah. Cool. You can go to bio. Yeah, it'll show it on bio, I think. No. Cool. Thanks, ESPN, for not giving me anybody's
He's a
ages.
vampire.
22 years old. Birthday's in May. So right after the draft, he'll turn 23. What did we just get? Tyler Megill will start against Spencer Schwellenbach in game 1, and then the Mets will start Luis Severino against Chris Sale.
Let's hope we can win game 1. I don't want to face Severino in game 2.
Yeah, Cam McCormick's older than Nathan.
And Nathan's old.
Yeah, Nathan's
Unk.
halfway in the grave. About to hit his midlife crisis.
Yeah, about halfway to 50.
Oh. I was thinking we'll just go ahead and discuss this right now
Yeah.
on the podcast. Do you want to just
I might
call
pop
in?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
want
was-
to
me
call
and
into
Luke
the
were talking about
Discord?
that,
Okay,
actually.
cool. Yeah, I brought it up to him.
Yeah,
So
I'm going to pop in. I
Okay.
think we're going to do a live questions time
perfect.
with a special twist.
Okay.
All about me.
Oh, it's all Nathan-based questions.
It's my birthday.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. We'll look forward to that on Friday's episode. Yeah, this game was madness. Miami shouldn't have won. Okay. Next game. Kentucky 20, Ole Miss 17. That would be number 6, Ole Miss 17. Not number 6 anymore. Nobody explained the reason that Ole Miss lost better than Damian Harris, of all people, doing some coverage for CBS, where he talked about how Lane Kiffin is what NFL players would call a front runner, which is you have to have a comfortable victory to win a game. That's the only way that these guys win games is when they can just everything's working and they just get out to a big lead and they can just ride off that. Lane Kiffin has a huge issue of just not being able to come back. If he looks bad to start, they typically just finish off bad. And that's what happened. They outscored themselves in the second half. But the fact that Kentucky put up 20 against you is sad. And the fact that you only put up 17 with this high-flying offense and a, top 3 Heisman odds? Probably top 2 Heisman odds going into this game?
Not anymore.
Not anymore, for sure. You have a damn good running back and Henry Parrish that you had Jackson Dart shoot on the field so that he'd fall to the ground in a video game.
He did it to Matt Jones.
Was it to Matt Jones? Okay, I thought it was Henry Parrish, but yeah.
Nathan, go ahead and scroll
That
down
was-
to receiving so Gracie can see these numbers.
Yeah, Trey Harris, 11 receptions, 176 yards and a touchdown. Then 1 reception for Caden Prescorn for 42 yards, and then Caden Lee had 2 receptions for 19. Parrish 3 for 18, and then Matt Jones had 1 for 6.
Mainly just Trey Harris.
Yeah,
Trey Harris.
how about it? What a day for Trey Harris. Good God.
Dane Key on the other side.
Yeah, Dane Key had a great game. 8 receptions, 105 yards, and a touchdown. Berrien Brown, 5 receptions, 88 yards. Damn good day. Yeah, 8 receptions with a long of 24, and yet 105 in the game. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So shout out Dane Key, and just shout out to Kentucky, and
Brock.
yeah, tough loss for Brock.
I meant Van.
Oh, I thought we were talking about former second short co-host Brock Garland.
No, I know he's going through
An
it,
Ole
so
Miss
I don't
fan.
wanna-
Yeah. No, he's definitely going through it. But yeah, Brock Vandegrift, the opposing quarterback for Kentucky, he had a pretty good game. Certainly not bad. Certainly not what we were seeing out of him. Yeah, this game was kind of insane. Who was it that had 2 sacks? Yeah, Octavius Oxendine. One of the best names out there, for sure.
It's a great name.
Yeah. Had 2 sacks in the game. And on Ole Miss's side, some good names as well had sacks. Suntarine Perkins, which is awesome. And then Princely, okay, I think I know this one. I think it's Umanmielen.
Close enough.
I think it's close. Umanmielen? Okay. In FIFA? Really? Okay.
I just
Maybe.
like Yam Banks.
Yam Bakes is good. I would assume that's Xavier Harris, but they had the Z sound from 2 different letters. Z and then X. But both have the The Z sound. Okay, whatever. We're not doing names today. Arizona 20. What? We already did enough names here. We can get to the next game. There's plenty of names to talk about.
Yeah, it's fine, but you don't gotta say, oh, we're not doing names today.
Yeah, we're not gonna get caught up on names today. Is what I'm saying. We're not gonna.
Those were your favorite.
No, I know
those were your
it's
favorite.
fun, and I like that we do it, but we can't just sit here and not talk while just reading the names off a box
I
score.
think they were best when we were on Discord.
Yeah, because we were spending 2.5 hours doing these episodes talking about fucking names. All right. Yeah, Utah got upset by Arizona, 23-10.
Could have told you this was gonna happen.
Yeah, because Cam Rising wasn't playing again. But then again, for the last, 3 years, the biggest what if with Utah is what if Cam Rising was healthy? It's like, okay, well then what if you just got a different quarterback? No, I think he has to leave after this year. I think so. I think they're gonna
XFL for
they're
sure.
gonna kick him out. Yeah, oh yeah, he's gonna be an XFL. The San Antonio Brahmas or whatever are gonna be the biggest what if is if Cam Rising was healthy. Noah Fafita had a okay day. Like Arizona wasn't even that good. That's the biggest problem here is that Arizona was not that good on offense and went into Utah and won at night. Nobody goes to Utah and wins at night. Ask Caleb Williams. Like, this was just the weirdest showing. Micah Bernard's still good. Shout out Micah Bernard. And Dorian Singer as well.
Tetaroa didn't even do shit.
Yeah, Tetaroa had no say in how good this game was for Arizona. I believe they kicked a lot of field goals. They kicked 3 field goals. 3 for 4 for Tyler Loop, their kicker. Like, he hit a 53-yarder, which is certainly impressive.
Gotta be 4 for 4.
Yeah. Shout out Micah Pittman, that fucking bum. Florida State reject, as well as Oregon reject, Micah Pittman. Michael Salgado Medina is a fantastic name, the Arizona punter.
Especially for, kicker.
Yeah. That's also a good punter name. Jack, hold on, you
I
blocked
hate
it.
the way he
Baumeister
looks, bro.
or Baumeister? Probably Baumeister. Baumeister. That is, yeah, if it is Baumeister, that's a crazy way to spell it. What country is he from? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think we've run into that one before. I think we have. Maybe not even him. It might have been a different punter from Victoria, Australia. Well, that's pretty cool. Bendigo. Or Bendigo. Where is it at? 4th largest inland city, which all the good cities are coastal. So that's not a big city. Jesus, yeah, enough of that. Shout out Jack Baumeister, Baumeister. I don't fucking know. Okay.
I got a question.
Yeah.
You think a defense can put up 45 points without a tight end and a flex player putting up any?
No. I don't think you're going to win in fantasy, Colin, if that's what you're asking. Okay. Let's move on to the next game, though. Minnesota 24, Michigan 27. I believe this rivalry is called like the Little Brown Jug or something. Is that the trophy for this game? Some kind of jug. I'll look it up while Colin talks about how this game ended.
Yeah. I didn't watch the ending.
Okay. The ending was bullshit. Minnesota scored late and made this extremely close. They scored 21 points in the 4th quarter. We're mounting the comeback. They kick an onside kick, and they called the players on Minnesota offsides.
Oh, I think
they just weren't offsides. I think it was
that.
one of them. But, yeah, they just were not offsides. I don't understand how it got called. Like, it really makes no sense to me.
Yeah, that's why it's not on ESPN, because they know
they don't want anybody to see it. But Minnesota showed up in that 4th quarter and started just exposing Michigan through and through, and they got so cheated by the refs. Not the first team that's been, cheated by Michigan, but I think you can figure out how. But yeah, Alex Orji still sucks at everything. Actually,
It
wasn't even just
touchdown though.
I know he had a passing touchdown. He also threw 18 passes for 81 yards or something. Yeah, just simply not offsides. He's up on the top of the screen, and he kicks it. Not offsides. He's just not.
It's just perfectly timed.
Yeah. It was perfectly timed. And Mike Pereira, who is the Fox, referee on standby or whatever the fuck they call him, at the command center, I don't know. He said that he was not offsides. So, yeah, it's bullshit.
That kind of reminds me of when, I don't remember his name, he was signed for the Eagles, and he was about to go race in a track event. I think it was like 110-meter hurdles or something. He started so fast that it was too fast, and he got a false start, and he was disqualified.
Yeah, no, that was just a perfect start. It's like having a Lane Johnson.
He reacted so fast that they said it was an inhuman reaction because it was so fast that it counted as inhuman, and he was disqualified.
Yeah, that's crazy. But that's like Lane Johnson. Everybody was like, "Oh, he's false starting every single time," and it's just like, no, he's not. He's just getting the perfect jump because he knows when Jason Kelsey is going to snap the ball. Kalel Mullings is so much better than Donovan Edwards. It's not funny.
It's pretty funny.
It's unbelievable how much better Kalel Mullings is. 24 carries, 111, 2 touchdowns. Meanwhile, Donovan Edwards, 9 carries, 34 yards.
It's just insane because this was the same shit that was happening when Blake Corum was at running back.
Blake Corum would have one bad day, and everybody's like, "Oh, Donovan Edwards is going to be so much better once he's gone." It's the same thing we do. It's the Alexander Madison effect is what I call it, because he used to be the biggest one. Every time Dalvin Cook would go down, Alexander Madison's the guy. Dalvin Cook leaves, Alexander Madison sucks. He still does. Yeah, this game, like outside of that, was pretty dumb. I'm still trying to figure out the name of this game. Sorry. It's something with a jug. Yeah, Little Brown Jug. I was right. And it is aptly named. It's a Little Brown Jug is the trophy. Okay. Next game, though. Number 15, Louisville, 24. Number 16, Notre Dame, 31. Look, this was a miss on me. I think this was really a vibes call by me to go with Louisville.
I thought Louisville was going to curb stomp them.
I did, too. Notre Dame didn't look good. That's what pisses me off the most. They weren't necessarily good. It's just, I don't think Louisville had faced a rushing attack like this.
Yeah.
Because not a lot of teams have faced a rushing attack with the quarterback is the best rusher. That's the problem. Tyler Shuck looked awesome. Don't even tell me otherwise. Do you guys see that sidearm throw for the touchdown?
Yeah.
Unfucking believable.
I had to give it a minute because it froze right when his arm was down here.
Yeah.
It's just sitting there and his arm looks broken.
Yeah. But to quote Tony Romo, that was Mahomey. Or Mahomesy. I don't know what the hell he says. But yeah, Tyler Shuck had a good day, and just like I thought he would. But yeah, Riley Leonard just kind of making the difference on the ground like he seems to have done every time. And then, of course, setting up good field position, getting some passing touchdowns. But yeah, I'm kind of disappointed that Louisville lost, but not really a bad day for Louisville.
It's a one-score game.
Yeah, and Ja'Cory Brooks had a fantastic day. Yeah, Jeremiah Love had a weird one in the receiving game. 5 receptions for 27 yards and a touchdown. He had a long of 32. Explain that.
Interesting.
Ja'Cory Brooks is awesome, though. So I was right about that on the college football show. But apologies to anybody that followed the whale play. Didn't win, and I'll take that one on the chest. My other 2 picks did, though. Oklahoma State 20, which is also their ranking that I forgot to say. Against number 23, Kansas State 42. Shout out DJ Giddens. Good Lord. Is he a hell of a running back? 15 carries, 187, 1 touchdown. Unfortunately, not the best running performance of the weekend because that goes to one person every week, which we will talk about. And on the other side, the guy who was supposed to be doing that all season, Ollie Gordon, still hasn't. This was a better game for him. 15 carries, 76 yards, but not the game you're looking for. Alan Bowman, old, also 26 for 50, 364, a touchdown, 2 picks. Fun fact that I saw during the game, in Alan Bowman's first career start for Texas Tech, they played Ole Miss, and A.J. Brown and D.K. Metcalf scored touchdowns. So shout out Alan Bowman because
364 is impressive.
Yeah, 364 is impressive until you realize they scored 20 points.
Yeah. And you realize that he had 50 attempts.
Yeah, 50
only
attempts.
Completed 26.
Yeah, almost 50%.
I need to go see those receiver stats now.
Yeah, we can pull up the receiver stats. But yeah, Avery Johnson threw for 3 touchdowns and ran for 2. He was unbelievable in this game. Dazon Stribling, 7 receptions, 157 and a touchdown. Kind of spreading out the love from Alan Bowman. Vernon Presley, 6 receptions, 70 yards. For some reason, that doesn't look like it adds up to 364. Like, you'd think 364 or whatever it is that he had
Yeah, I mean,
should be like 2 guys going over 100.
157, and then you take Rashad Owens 53. Boom, you're over 200.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you have 727.
Yeah, Talon Shetron. That's a weird name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shetron's weird. Yeah, Ayo. Shatamide King is who Ayo is. Kansas State on the receiving side, not like anything too crazy.
Because they were just running the ball.
Yeah, they were running the ball so well. But Jace Brown, 4 receptions, 78 and a touchdown. Jaden Jackson had 5 receptions, 55 yards. Keegan Johnson, 4 receptions, 52. Garrett Oakley had a touchdown as well. What?
Just whenever you said 55, I just thought of the skit. It was like 55 fry, 55.
Oh. Tim Robinson. I think you should leave skit. That's funny.
Was it with the something chain? He's trying to start something.
Yeah, he's trying to do like the pay it forward thing. Yeah.
Stop. I'm doing something.
I'm doing something. 55 fries, 55 burgers. Okay. Shout out Tim Robinson. Big Lions fan.
Oh. That's good shit.
Next thing, number 21, Oklahoma 27, Auburn 21.
Auburn threw this game away. That's
yeah, they did.
Say.
Physically threw it to Oklahoma.
You have one of the best running backs in the SEC. Run the fucking ball.
Yeah.
Drain the clock.
Yeah, and you have a quarterback who's more than capable of throwing interceptions all the time.
I kid you. So I'm sitting next to Will.
Yeah.
And I said, Will, watch this. Like, you're going to throw the ball instead of run it like a dumbass. You're going to try to throw a slant over the middle, and it's going to be a pick right to a linebacker.
Yeah, no. It was on cue. And, like, Oklahoma was so bad all game. So bad. And in the fourth quarter, they put up 17 and win.
Yeah. I will say that first run by Michael Hawkins Jr. was...
He's a good quarterback.
Damn.
I do think he's probably going to replace Jackson Arnold, which is kind of weird. Peyton Thorne, really not a bad game up to that interception. 21 for 32, 338, and 3 touchdowns. It's a great day. And Jarquez Hunter on the ground, 17 carries, 97 yards. Like you said, one of the best running backs in the SEC, and you're not using him in a point where you need to. We've seen a lot of teams just not make the right decisions at the end of these games. I'm sure Hugh Freeze went to the post-game press conference and was just like, it was probably Peyton Thorne's fault because he loves to do that to quarterbacks. But
I think Auburn leads the country in turnovers.
Probably.
Or interceptions.
Yeah, I think you're right.
8 or 9.
Yeah, and Peyton Thorne has 9 interceptions, and he got benched for one of the games. Just unbelievably bad ending to that game.
Really bad drops early in the game.
Yeah.
But
Auburn's
KLS is a dog.
Yeah, Keandre Lambert-Smith is an animal.
You got a great receiver core.
Yeah. Great name as well, Rivaldo Fairweather. Yeah, good tight end. Let's get another name from this one. Jaquazi Petaway. Robert Spears Jennings. That just sounds like a sentence. Robert Spears Jennings is just a sentence. That's awesome.
Lakevius Walker.
That one is good. Dorian Mousy Jr. Michael Boganowski.
Quintrell Jamison Travis.
I like that one too. That's, I guess, 3 first names.
DeJohn Terry.
Towns Magoo is the best name for a kicker in college football for sure. Him and Brett Auburn is more just a fitting name than anything. But yeah, Towns Magoo is a fantastic name. And let's just talk about Ashton Jeanty. I don't care about this game. Yeah, they won 45-24, whatever. They're the best group of 5 team. They're probably going to get the bid as of now.
Yeah, you told him to rush for 300 yards.
That's true. We were sitting on the couch, and I was like, dude, Jeanty's definitely going for 300 yards. He was damn near it. 259 on 26 carries. He had just under, technically. I know ESPN rounds up, but he was just under 10 yards per carry, and he had 4 touchdowns. He also had he had one reception in this game. It was a 7-yard reception that he caught like 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage and hurdled somebody.
I don't understand how he
bounces off of tackles.
Yeah.
And like he's playing against like more than capable teams.
Yeah.
And like it makes no sense that he is this good. It really doesn't. It's crazy. He's got 82 rushing attempts for 845 yards. He has the most rushing yards in college football by 60. Or sorry, by 160. My bad. 160 is the difference. He's rushing for 10.3 yards per carry. He's got 13 touchdowns, which leads the nation. And also, those 82 attempts are the same as who's in second place, which is Iowa's running back. Omarion Hampton has the most rushing attempts in the country's third in rushing yards, only has 658. Ashton Jeanty needs to be a Heisman candidate. No ifs, ands, or buts. You can't say anything to tell me he is not a Heisman candidate right now.
I think he's already reserved a spot in New York.
Yeah, no, he needs to. Because, look, quarterbacks, for the most part, haven't been as impressive, especially when you got Jackson Dart tripping and falling flat on his face against Kentucky. Like, who else is going to be there? Cam Ward, who just robbed a victory from the hands of Virginia Tech?
Carson Beck.
Yeah, Carson Beck, my ass, dude. His eyes are too far apart. DT's fourth in odds. Good. He deserves the credit.
Who's the top three?
Milroe, Ward.
Hunter's up there, bro.
Yeah, Travis Hunter needs to be up there, too.
Out.
He needs, that pick that he had, man. Damn.
Yeah.
Diving back. Crazy.
You just want to take a guess at who's number 5? Good fucking luck.
Arch Manning.
Oh, yeah.
No. It's not that crazy.
Okay. But why
Drew
do you say
Aller.
good luck then?
Dylan Gabriel.
What the fuck? He's just been
Exactly.
average as shit.
Exactly.
Like, I guess they're winning.
Technically, he has the same odds as Nico.
Yeah, Nico deserves it way more, I'd say. Nico's so much better than Dylan Gabriel.
I want you to know Kate Klubnik's still top 10.
What the fuck? They'll probably it'll look a lot better next week when they kick the shit out of Florida State. Yeah, before we talk about the top teams, let's talk about the worst team in college football, Florida State. 42 to 19, I think was final score.
Gross.
DJ Uiagalelei, 3 picks, 2 touchdowns.
42-16.
42-16. Sorry, I forgot. Didn't mean to give ourselves that much credit. Yeah, DJ Uiagalelei, I hate you with a burning passion. Lawrence Toafili, still pretty good. Also, SMU is a very good team. I didn't expect us to win. Like I said earlier, I walked into their house yesterday and I said I'm guaranteeing a Florida State loss.
But 16 points?
That's pretty good from what I was expecting. I was more looking at like 63-0. That was my score prediction.
Brother, his QBR looks like it should be his average yards per attempt.
Yeah.
Okay?
No, dude.
You can't win a game with that.
His QBR is just over Ashton Jeanty's yards per carry.
That's really bad.
It's unbelievable. DJ is so fucking... And, like, Brock Glenn even came in this game, who's, like, the second worst quarterback on this team. It's crazy. I don't get it whatsoever. You can't make me understand what is going on at Florida State. But if they don't change something, it's going to start... I'm going to start turning on Mike Norvell, and I don't want to do that. I don't. I just... somebody give me a list of the best quarterbacks in the transfer portal next year, and I'm going to start sending letters to Mike Norvell every week.
Ty Simpson.
Is he going to be in the portal? Is he good? Be honest.
Better than DJ.
Well, yeah, that's true. But also, we have Luke Kromenhoek, who might just start next year. We won't even need to transfer anybody in.
Gunnar Stockton.
That's also an option, for sure. He's definitely going to be leaving.
Yeah.
It depends. Because now they don't have Raiola coming in. So it does change things. Stockton might start next year for Georgia. Whatever. Let's talk about the top teams real quick. Wait, did we just not talk about Georgia, Alabama? I forgot to write it down.
I think we're doing that. Weren't we doing that at the end?
No, we were going to do that, and then we were going to talk about the top teams real quick. So let's talk about Georgia and Alabama now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the number 2 Georgia Bulldogs go on the road to Tuscaloosa, and they lose 41-34 to the number 4 Crimson Tide. Colin, I'll just let you take the reins here. Nathan, start a 5-minute timer, I guess, before I cut him off. What? No, Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
It is.
Proceed.
Yeah. So first half, great fucking game. What is it? We're up 28-0, right? 28-7.
30-7.
30s.
21 and then 9 equals 30.
At one point, I'm pretty sure we were up 28-0 at one point.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
We got a safety.
That's right.
We
the
got a
safety. Yeah.
Yeah, all things are great. I'm sitting on the couch, I'm drinking a nice Fanta from a Mexican bottle.
Nice.
Yeah. And then halftime comes around. And, Kalen DeBoer gets comfortable. He's thinking he's got Kirby Smart locked up.
Yeah. Which nobody can lock up Kirby Smart. It was his job in college to lock other people up.
Yeah, and then Carson Beck wants to come out and throw for 439 yards.
Yeah, he looked so bad in the first half. He had 3 picks. I think 2 of them in the first half.
Absolutely insane. I will say, the first half, Alabama was scoring at will.
Yeah, it was
Jalen
unbelievable.
Milroe, Ryan Williams, Jeremy Bernard, Jam Miller, everybody was executing.
Yeah.
Our defense looked so good. Like, we were getting so much pressure on Carson Beck, Deontay Lawson, and then the secondary was just exposing Georgia's wide receivers.
Can I go ahead and address something real quick?
Oh, God.
Jalen Milroe is not a running back. I don't care what Nathan has to say.
Yeah.
16 carries isn't, unbelievable for a quarterback. He's a good runner, so he's going to run the ball. 27 for 33, 374 in the air, 2 touchdowns. He threw a pick. It was an impressive passing performance. It wasn't bullshit. I have to give him a ton of credit as a quarterback in this game. Now, as a running back, he looked like a fucking idiot. The play where he turned into Forrest Gump, he took a straight right, and then the whole sideline's like, take a left. That's what Jalen Milroe did at one point in this game, and it kind of worked.
Got a first down.
Yeah, got him a first down, but he did, sometimes when he's running the ball, he does look like an idiot.
The thing is, he's got, he's that athletic to where he can make that lateral movement.
Yeah, no, he can. He did a great job both passing and rushing. I want to give him the credit for that.
Yeah. Also, early on, I don't know why Georgia didn't run the ball with Etienne more.
No.
Because it was working to start.
Yeah, no.
They had some pretty big runs.
They were just it was just weird from Carson Beck because it was obviously inaccurate because he was throwing picks, but it was also just even on the ones he wasn't throwing interceptions on, it was poorly thrown balls.
Yeah, it was just really bad.
He wasn't even getting that big, that bad of pressure, honestly. The Georgia offensive line did a fine job, I'd say.
Yeah.
He just didn't look right. I don't know what the deal was for Carson Beck.
Also, Ryan Williams, future of college football.
Yeah, Ryan Williams, unbelievable. How the fuck is this guy 17? He doesn't turn 18 until April.
What's funny is that I was looking at better and all those just to see what his lines were. 49.5 receiving yards for Ryan Williams.
How? He had 6 receptions, 177 and a touchdown, and 2 or 3 of the best after the catch moves I've ever seen.
Oh my! That one first down where I was like, "Yo, check this out." You're like, "Oh, that's not that bad," and then he hits the third.
Because I thought the route was gonna be good, and he just hit a normal curl route, and then fucking just hit all the buttons on the controller. It was unfucking believable what Ryan Williams did. This kid is gonna get drafted at 19 years old.
It's insane.
And then he'll turn 20 right after the draft. That's unbelievable.
I mean, also Arian Smith and Dylan Bell.
Yeah, they were
great games as well.
The second half for those two was unbelievable. And you even had early in that game, Arian Smith committed to offensive pass interference on what would have been a huge gain for Georgia. Dylan Bell was overthrown a couple of times by Carson Beck. Same with Arian Smith in this game. There was just a lot of mistakes for Georgia early on. And now, I think we talked about this, especially, I think Nathan brought this up right after the game. Actually, you can go ahead and say it. You said you wanted to say it on the show.
Yeah. I said right after the game that if these two teams matched up again a day later, I would still take Georgia to win.
Yeah. And I'm feeling the same way just because Alabama would, the next time this happened, or even if you clean the slate from this, only we remember what happened and they don't, you still just don't assume that Alabama can come out like that.
No.
Because the way that they showed up in this game was unbelievable. They didn't even start like that against USF or Western Kentucky or any of these shitters that they've played.
No.
But they show up against the number 2 team in the nation, one of the best teams that they've been facing for the last, 7 years since Kirby Smart got there? This is the team that you step up for it, and that's exactly what Alabama did in the biggest moment they could have had this far in the season.
I would even go as far as to say you could show me the exact same stat line, and I'd still say Georgia.
Yeah.
Would win.
No, I agree.
Like they could all have the exact same stats.
Yeah.
Or, maybe take away 1 or 2 Carson Beck interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Well, especially if you take away the one at the end.
Yeah, of course.
You could I would just think
and that was
Georgia won.
That was another one
Or
where
could win.
where Georgia did something right early in the game, tried to do it again, and fucked it up. You can't do that, especially because the second time you do it, it's as predictable as it's going to be every other time you do it. And they ran like the same play to Arian Smith like 3 times. It worked the first time. It barely worked the second time, or maybe it drew a PI the second time, and then they throw a pick the third time.
Yeah, what's funny, like they still had like 45 seconds and 2 minutes.
Yeah, and they were trying to pass to the for a touchdown over and over again from like what, like the 15? It made no sense. It really made no sense there at the end.
Were they not further from the 15?
Yeah, they might have been further back, but I know they weren't like within 10, but like they were like tossing at the end zone when they just didn't necessarily need to. Yeah, like that was an 11-play drive.
At the 20.
They had 1st and 10 on the Alabama 34. Then you have incomplete pass to Colby Young, and then he completes a pass for 14 yards to Lawson Lucky for the first down. And then they get that at the Alabama 20, and then Beck throws the interception.
Yeah.
So the one thing happens to get you some momentum, and you fucked it all up.
Yeah. I don't know.
All because of a predictable ass play call. Every time they got into that position, they ran that play, and it worked. Well, it's not going to work 3 times in a row. I think, to me, it was what people were afraid of when Mike Bobo first started as the offense coordinator. He gets too predictable. He gets too into like, oh, this worked. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. The same reason these running backs never find consistency in these games, especially guys like Dylan Bell or Branson Robinson. Whenever they get carries, if one of them does anything good, and neither of them really did much, like Dylan Bell had a touchdown rushing, which Dylan Bell doesn't really run the ball much. He's a wide receiver. But I really meant Branson Robinson. Whenever he has a good game, it's always like 10 carries for however many yards, and like 5 of the carries were on the same fucking play that got him one big play. Because Mike Bobo just can't diversify what he has these running backs do, or what routes he has the wide receivers do. Like, yeah, maybe every other wide receiver and tight end on the field did something different, but at that point, like Arian Smith did the same thing.
Yeah.
Each time. It didn't make sense. And like the whole point of the play is you're either going to get a catch because the wide receiver is going to be afraid to commit pass interference, or they're going to commit pass interference. You're going to move up 15 yards.
Yeah.
So I get what he was going for. It just didn't work.
I think the biggest problem with that play was that, yes, he had beat the guy.
Yeah.
Every time on that play.
Yeah.
But you're too close to give him time to get past him and get into space.
And he knew what to do
then
that time.
If you rewatch it, you notice the receiver hasn't looked back yet.
Yeah.
He never looked back, but the DB did. And so Carson Beck throws the ball. The receiver is going to turn, and the DB is already watching the flight of the ball and getting set up to pick it off, and the receiver never even had a chance to like stop and try to even break up the interception.
Exactly. And it just goes to show, like, Carson Beck went right back to what he was doing in the first half, which was just making bad reads or not really making a read at all. And Mike Bobo was just constantly calling the same plays.
Yeah.
And it killed them. Georgia would have won this game if you either A, Beck doesn't throw 2 of the 2 interceptions he threw in the first half, or Mike Bobo just calls a better game all around.
Yeah.
That's really it. But Alabama gets a huge win. That you can't take that away from them.
This is probably going to be an SEC championship.
I could see it happening. We'll have to see what Georgia looks like against Texas, because we don't know what Texas looks like in this trio, because it used to just be these two.
Also, Alabama against Tennessee, which we will have on the same day.
Exactly. We'll have that on the same day, which
October
is
19th.
Unbelievable. October 19th. Best believe your ass you're going to be coming here to hear us talk about the games, and then I'm going to talk about them again, because they are worth it.
I also want to shout one thing out. I always joke about Nick Saban paying the refs at halftime when he goes down onto the field.
Yeah.
Alabama had more penalties than Georgia did.
Yeah, no, the penalties,
like
and people were complaining, trying to say that Georgia lost because of the refs, because they stopped calling flags or calling penalties at the end of the game. No, the whole game they were letting both sides play.
It was a physical game.
Yeah, it was a physical, especially for the receivers and corners. And it's like Ryan Williams was making physical catches on plays where he was getting pushed too. And
he's
same,
17. And so
exactly. He's a child.
If he's not complaining,
you're complaining about a child beating you. Yeah, it's unbelievable. But this was a classic game. It's everything you want out of a football game. You had a ton of points. You had this crazy offensive run by Alabama. Then you get the comeback. Then you get the close plays there at the end of the game and the back and forth of the fourth quarter. And then the game-sealing interception. Like every single thing you want out of an instant classic football game was this game.
The only thing that would have made this game better is if it would have went to OT.
Yeah.
But then I probably would have died.
That's true.
I want to shout out Colin. He was on the bike in the living room getting warmed up in case they needed an extra lineman.
Yeah, he was getting winded by the kickoff.
Also, we went about 10 minutes over the 5 minutes you told me to give him.
Well, that was just uninterrupted
okay.
5 minutes.
It's
We
okay.
started interrupting him.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Before we get into the AP poll, the other top teams that played: number 1, Texas, 35, Mississippi State, 13. Number 3, Ohio State, 38, Michigan State, 7. Number 8, Oregon, 34, UCLA, 13. And number 9, Penn State, 21. Number 19, Illinois, 7. Cashed. 2 for 1 this week. We're back in the positives on the bets on the college football show. So tune in on Thursday because we're hot. Yeah. We're hot again.
Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams, best believe, are going to take over the college football world.
I can't wait to see which one of them ends up being the first wide receiver off the board in that draft.
Dude, they could go 1 and 2 instead of QBs.
They really could. It's going to be very fun to watch. Okay, let's talk about the new AP poll. We've got Alabama jumping up to number 1. They move up 3 spots. Who would have guessed? Texas at number 2 drops down 1. Kind of just a victim of the schedule, really.
It's just 2 versus 4.
Because look, if Texas shows up and beats Georgia, maybe they go up to 1. We really don't know.
Tennessee shows up and beats Bama.
They
go up to 1.
You have no idea yet. But Ohio State stays at 3 with the win over Michigan State. Still haven't played anyone. Tennessee jumps Georgia, just kind of the fact that they're undefeated. That's really it.
Yeah, they had a bye.
Yeah. Georgia drops down to number 5.
That's respectable.
Yeah, I think
this would have been game 2v4. It could have gone either way.
If we weren't in a 12-team playoff time, I would have complained about this.
About
yeah, and I know this isn't the college football playoff ranking, and this is the beginning of the year, but in a time of now we have the 12 teams, that doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get that.
14, they should be lower.
No, if it was 14, they should be number 4.
Okay.
Because they showed up. They were more impressive than anything I've seen from Tennessee this year.
Yeah.
But Oregon goes to number 6, just kind of a byproduct of Miami and Ole Miss dropping. Oregon goes to 6. Penn State goes to 7. I think that's BS, personally. Miami kind of stole a victory. They dropped down 1, which makes sense, to number 8. Mizzou, oddly enough, jumps up 2 spots on, I believe, a bye week.
I think it's just everyone moving up.
Yeah, everybody moving up because of Ole Miss. So they get up 2 spots. Michigan, number 10, they go up 2. USC, number 11, they went up 2. Ole Miss dropped 6 spots down to 12 with that loss to Kentucky. And I agree. I maybe would drop them more.
They got some work to do, brother.
Lane Kiffin's a fraud.
I've been saying that.
Honestly, he might just get fired and take the Florida job. LSU jumps up 1 spot. They had blew out South Alabama. Notre Dame, surprisingly, only goes up 2 spots. I personally probably would have put Notre Dame where Ole Miss is at for beating Louisville, because Louisville was higher ranked in that game. I know people probably don't really care about it because it was 15 versus 16, but still. Clemson goes up to 15, Iowa State up to 16, BYU to 17, Utah also dropping off the face of the earth from 10 down to 18, the biggest drop of the week.
That's the thing. If you're in the Big 12 and you lose, you're dropping.
Yeah, right now the
fans are butts.
Right now, the highest Big 12 team is BYU.
Yeah,
it's 17. Oh, and Iowa State it's 16 because everybody else has lost a game because Utah beat Oklahoma State and Kansas State lost to. Who the fuck did they lose to? Why am I blanking already?
BYU.
Yeah, BYU.
Liv Moss.
Yes, Liv Moss. Oh yeah, that happened too. Shout out Saint Bill Snyder, is that his name? Yeah, shout out St. Bill Snyder.
I could go for a burrito right now.
I couldn't. I don't think I'll eat Taco Bell for another year. Kansas State comes in at 20, or Oklahoma comes in at 19. Kansas State at 20. They all get a jump. Boise State jumping up to number 21, reclaiming that highest ranked group of 5 school. up to number 21. Louisville drops to 22, which I think is tough. 7 is crazy because Notre Dame was right behind them in the rankings. To drop them 7, meanwhile, Utah got blown out of the water by an Arizona team that's unranked and only dropped 8. Like, what the fuck is that? I don't know. I think it's just ACC disrespect, in my opinion. 23, Kurt Signetti's Indiana Hoosiers, 5-0. They're killing it. What? Yeah. Number 24, Illinois drops 5 spots.
And then, for the first time in program history, UNLV is in the top 25.
And they are the second-ranked Group of 5 team. Very impressive.
When do they play?
For UNLV.
Does Boise State and UNLV play?
They're in the Mountain West together, so they'll definitely play in the championship game, if I had to guess. The Mountain West is dominating when it comes to the conversation of that Group of 5 bid, personally. Because Boise State and UNLV both look amazing. And Boise State's got a loss.
Oh.
Couple weeks. Is that same week?
No.
Or no, it's the week after. It's the week after. They have
If that was
Boise State's got a
19,
bye that week. Everybody gets to ignore Ashton Jeanty for 1 week.
Yeah, focus on something that's more important.
Yeah.
Speaking of UNLV, fuck that quarterback.
Who is it? What's his name?
Sluka.
Yeah, Sluka. That is bullshit. They start off 3-0, and then that kid just doesn't.
Because of the money.
Yeah, because of money.
Said he
Insane.
didn't,
But they
didn't
still
get
won
the
their
money
fourth
they
game.
verbally promised him.
Yeah, well, they didn't need him.
And they admitted there was nothing in writing. So
Yeah,
that's a life lesson to everyone.
it
if
in
you're,
writing.
yeah, get
Well,
it
you
in
can't.
writing. Yeah, that's true.
you can't.
You
School can't write anything.
Don't trust anyone when they tell you they're going to give you $100,000.
That's Jaden Rashada.
Yeah.
He's the
13
backup
mil.
in Georgia now. He's supposed to go to Florida for $13 million. Okay. Yeah, that's the AP poll. And let's do beer bets. So beer bet recap for last week. I won.
2-1.
Yes, 2-1. It was your Colin had Kansas.
You had Georgia Southern, and I had Georgia State.
Yes. So Southern blew out State.
Yeah.
It's Southern, not State. Let's go, baby. Gata.
And then who else?
It was Kansas, whatever the Kansas game was. Nathan, do you know who Kansas played? I can't remember now. I'm
The
blanking.
Kansas State game?
No, it was Kansas. Because you had Kansas and they lost. I'm trying to remember who it was. TCU. You had, TCU won, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I had TCU. He had Kansas. We're getting a big play here in the Bills game. Josh Allen scrambling out of the pocket. Desperation throw back to the middle of the field. Oh, my God. Khalil Shakir finds himself open.
Oh, can't
gets
get
down
in the end zone.
on the 2-yard line.
Nathan, that would have been like, what, 50-something?
That was a huge play. Yeah, back from the half. Big play for Buffalo. But, yeah, I won it 2-1 this week with Kansas and Georgia Southern, and I lost my one on the Alabama-Georgia game.
So that put you up 2 now?
Yeah, so I'm now up 2 in the beer bets. So we already have the first pick, right? First pick, I have Lions, you have Seahawks on Monday Night Football this week. So it'll be all up to college football almost a week later to decide it. And then we get a rush for Ty Johnson, who gets a touchdown for the Bills. First touchdown on the board for them. Was it 21-7 or 21-9 at the moment before they kicked the extra point? Okay. Let's
move over to
see.
week
Let's
6.
see. Yes, please go to the week where the games haven't been played. All right, scroll down. Don't like those.
Jacksonville State.
No, I know who's winning that one.
Syracuse UNLV might actually be good. Like, I know, like, people shit on Syracuse and, was it Kyle McCord?
Yeah.
He's not bad over there.
No, and the quarterback change for UNLV could make things interesting. I'm trying to think. This is such a bad week. It's crazy. They scroll back up to those noon games real quick. I think there was the top of noon game. This is the one I want to go with. The second noon game, sorry. Number 9, Missouri at number 25, Texas A&M.
It's a good one. I'm going to take Mizzou.
All right. Give me the Colt. Texas A&M.
I believe in Brady Cook. Also, I just realized Nathan never played the song.
Yeah, we never played the Colt song. It's fine. Nobody cares. It's a dead joke anyway. Sorry. Shout out to Flo, though. He has other good content.
Ohio State's first test potentially
I don't know. It's your pick.
against Iowa.
It's your pick. I know exactly where I'd go if you picked it. I'll just say that. And I'd gladly take the loss if I lost that one. I would take it like a king. Oh, I see a game I like.
Just going too fast.
Yeah.
All right, I got it. Wait, actually, scroll down a little bit. Yeah, I got it.
Please don't do that 11 p.m. game. I don't want to stay up and watch that shit.
No. Florida UCF.
Okay. Florida versus UCF. Ugh. I hate that. I'm going to go UCF. I know that they just got shit on by Colorado, but
I believe in DJ Lagway.
Florida is so bad. I wanted you to pick Michigan, Washington.
You think that's going to be good?
Yeah. It's at Washington. Yeah, they're a 2-point favorite.
I mean, we can add another one.
No. Then we end up tying. It's not fun. Okay. So I've got UCF, the Detroit Lions, and what was the other one? Oh, Texas A&M. Colin has Missouri, Seahawks, Florida.
Gators. Yeah. That's one.
I couldn't pick Florida. I think that's why you picked that, because you knew I could not, in my any fiber of my being, say Florida.
Just wait till Florida Miami play.
Fair enough. All right. Well, that is all for today. If you'd like to hear some of the games get previewed for college football next week, you got to tune into the College Football Show on Thursday at 3 p.m. Otherwise, make sure you're subscribed here on YouTube. I know there's been a lot more listeners here on YouTube on Fridays, or on Mondays. So make sure you are subscribed. Keep up to date with everything we've got going on. Turn on those post notifications. Give us a like. And what should they comment today? Nathan, you get to decide what they should comment today.
Comment how big of a blowout Georgia Auburn's going to be, just so Mike has to see
Yes.
it when he watches this on YouTube.
Score predictions for Georgia Auburn, please.
Crazy take. One score game.
Shut up.
Crazy
Shut
take.
up.
Peyton Thorne throws 9 interceptions.
Crazy train. Ozzy Osbourne. All right. Follow us on Instagram to stay up to date with everything we got going on. Look out. Sometime middle of the week, we'll get Luke's team of the month for the month of September in the Premier League coming out on Instagram, maybe even on TikTok. I don't know. And Colin, we can't let you leave.
Yep.
4 words, please.
Can Train Mountain Blue.
Okay, Can Train Mountain Blue.
Coors Light.
Coors Light, baby. Yeah, that's literally Coors Light. Cans, blue. Mountains are blue. They've got the Coors Train.
Yep.
In the commercials, and then what was the other one? Light.
No.
What was it?
Train Mountain Blue.
Oh yeah,
And the
mountains
mountains
are blue,
baby.
Looks like Colin's gonna be throwing back some Coors Lights. All right, shout out.
That might be the
free
best
shout-outs.
we've ever done, Grayson.
Yeah, well, I think Colin is just imagining Coors Light right now.
Yeah. You an alcoholic? Are you doing okay, man? Do we need to put you in a class?
Class.
A
All right.
little anonymous chat.
Spoken
Yeah.
AAA.
Triple A.
AAA.
All right, CJ Abrams. Oh man. Okay. That is all for us today, guys. Make sure you check out the College Football Show on Thursday. Make sure you come back here on Friday for me and Luke to preview all of our NFL games for Week 5. Make sure you come back next week. What?
No, keep going.
And make sure you come back next week for me and Colin right back here once again. NFL Week 5, College Football Week 6, and MLB playoffs will be underway. We'll see you guys later. Peace.